Every year, we guide hundreds of students to reputed universities across diverse specializations like engineering, sciences, biology, finance, business, etc. And guess what? Majority of them are not the topmost or strongest profile students. Although a strong profile will better your chances of getting into a good university, it does not mean that average or low profile students cannot get masters from a good quality university. In fact, I'm a 6-pointer who got into an Ivy League university which has very low acceptance rates. So stay with me as I explain tips and tricks to increase your chances of getting into a good university. Tip number 1 is building a strong all-round profile. Although universities give a high importance to GPA, they also consider other metrics such as what have you done beyond the classroom, what research you have done, what kind of internships or online courses have you pursued, etc. etc. So if at all your GPA is moderate or low, you can offset by pursuing good extracurricular academic activities. These days, a strong importance is also being given to relevant work experience. If at all you have a really low GPA, you can postpone your master's plans by a year or two and pursue work experience that is relevant to the field you're targeting. This I have seen has increased chances of many students of getting into a reputed university. I have personally offset my low GPA by performing very well on the GRE. I scored a 330 out of 340, and this was way back in 2015 when GRE was still given good importance. Today, high importance is given to things that you have done beyond your classroom, be it through your academic projects, online certification courses, internships, or on-campus work. Now, if it is too late for you to improve your profile, you're already starting to apply to universities abroad, then here's another trick that has worked for a lot of our clients. That is choosing an offbeat university. Now, instead of applying to popular universities that your friends or acquaintances or students in online forums are applying to, you can choose universities that are less popular among international students. One way to find less popular universities is checking out online websites or ranking lists such as US News and QS Rankings, which are two reputed ranking lists. Please do not depend on any ranking list, just a few are reputed ones, depend on them. And within them, you can choose public research institutes that are not very popular, whose names you haven't heard among the international student community. Another added advantage of this approach is that if you go to a less popular university, the competition for on-campus jobs, part-time jobs, funding, etc. is low. So you stand very good chances of acquiring all these in a less popular university. The next tip is choosing offbeat master's programs. Very similar to my previous tip, by choosing offbeat master's programs, you can increase your chances of admission in reputed universities. What I mean by this is, instead of applying for a popular MS in computer science degree, you can choose less popular courses such as MS in software engineering or MS in information technology, etc. Doing that, I have noticed that students have increased the chances of getting into very reputed universities. Another thing is that less popular branches like chemical engineering, civil engineering, etc., students in these branches find it much easier to get into top 10 universities. For example, I have helped a 7-pointer chemical engineering student to get into top 10 chemical engineering universities with scholarship, but the same is very difficult for a computer science student. So they have to look at alternative master's programs. Another trick that worked for our moderate and low GPA students is that explaining weaknesses in your SOP. Many students think that you have to talk about your strengths, you have to boast about yourself in your statement of purpose. But you know what? You can also talk about weaknesses, because universities want to know why have you gotten a low GPA, or why are there education gaps in your profile, in order to sort of evaluate your profile in a fair manner. So use that opportunity to explain whatever gaps you have in your profile. In fact, I have personally written about my low GPA in my SOP to Brown University, which I think played an important role. And I actively encourage students to do this. The final trick is to apply early. Although this does not increase your chances by great extent, it definitely shows the university that you're very interested in that program. Now, how early do you have to apply? Let's say your deadline is in March or April. Applying by January, a couple of months early, demonstrates that you are really interested in the program. So these are the 5 most effective tips that have really worked for a lot of our students and myself. If at all you found this informative, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. If at all you have questions regarding any of the master's application process, don't hesitate to comment below. I will get back to you at the earliest. Thank you so much.